Hey, today we're going to be talking about hybrid snakes. So we only have one hybrid here at jzsreptiles, and that's Blue, who's our Argentine short-tailed boa cross. But she really wasn't feeling it today, and we're in the middle of kind of feeding the larger snakes, so she's ready to go and she doesn't want to come out. So I'm not going to make her come out because kind of like if you ever go to a zoo, sorry flies, if you ever go to a zoo, they will say it's kind of up to the animal's discretion if they're going to come out and do a demonstration. And we have that same philosophy here. I'm never going to make an animal do something that they really don't want to do unless it's for like a cleaning or for like a veterinary purpose or something like that. So I'm not going to have a visual out of her, at least in my hands today. So hybrid snakes. What that means is it's specifically two different species. So it's not like, the mutant snakes of like all the different morphs and color combinations with like ball pythons and stuff. It's literally taking something like a Burmese python and a ball python and putting it together. And that's actually something out there. And this is a pretty controversial subject because a lot of people in the reptile hobby think, why would you do that? That's absolutely insane. Why would you do something like that? But let's be honest, that's basically someone out there who's just saying, I wonder what it would look like if I did do that, which is kind of a weird thing. It's a bit playing God, you could say, but is that it's kind of a lateral step for what we're already doing. We're already specifically choosing reptiles of specific traits, either temperament, color, or whatever may have you, and putting them together when they normally may not. So is it really like that crazy of a thing? I personally think that for the most part, as long as whoever it is that's doing it says what it is when they go to resell it or to rehome it or whatever it is, then it's probably okay. Some things I think are kind of weird. Like there's jungle corns, which are a corn snake, king snake cross, which is honestly a little weird, but there's nothing wrong with that as long as you claim what it is. A lot of people think that the Tessera corn snake may have king snake in there way, way back anyway. So who knows? But, there are things like carpondros, which are the jungle carpet pythons and the green tree pythons. Those two animals occupy kind of the same region of the world, and they even have somewhat similar habitations and habits. Green trees are specifically and only arboreal. Carpet pythons are kind of semi-arboreal. They'll go on the ground, they'll go in the trees, but they both have very similar shaped heads. They're the same genus. They'll even demonstrate some of the same behaviors, like caudal luring, which is like wagging their tails to make it look like it's a worm or grub for a bird or a small animal to come by. And those things have been put together and people claim what those are. But I think a lot of times people really freak out is when people will do like a Woma python and a ball python, or a Burmese python and a blood python, where they come from different areas in the world and they have different behavior, and you're just kind of like, well, that animal might be a little weird because half of its genes are saying, I want to go underground, I want to live in a termite mound, and the other half of your genes are saying, I want to go live in a tree. So that might be kind of weird, but in all honesty, it's just kind of up to people's discretion. And as long as people really just say what it is, then I think it's kind of okay. Like there's these things called imperial milk snakes, which are hybrids of several different types of milk snakes and corn snakes and king snakes and stuff, which look absolutely spectacular. Like their colors and markings are just so striking and beautiful. But as long as you claim what it is, it's a hybrid, then that's probably okay. There's even something that until recently weren't even really considered actual hybrids, like with different corn snakes and rat snakes. Like for a long time, corn snakes were considered rat snakes. They were called red rat snakes. So a lot of the corn snakes that we have here in the hobby are rat snake hybrids, probably somewhere down the line. There's a lot of changes in genus and stuff like that. Even what I brought up before with the boa constrictors. For a long time, it was boa constrictor, which was the Latin name, was the family name, and then it went to constrictor, which was the individual subspecies. So boa constrictor, not the family, was the species, and then constrictor was the subspecies. Imperator was the subspecies, was another subspecies, and so on and so forth. But they redid a reclassification where it became its own actual thing. So where if you take a boa constrictor and a boa imperator, that's actually a hybrid snake. So long story short, I know it's a bit of a controversial subject, but these are just my little thoughts about it. And that's basically just, as long as you say what it is, then I don't think there's anything too wrong with it. You might have some animals that might have some weird issues, and that'll prove out to be something that you can't do in the first place anyway. So, hope you guys, this gave you a little bit of food for thought. It's just a short little video today, but it kind of needs to be talked about because it is a thing and it's becoming increasingly popular, especially with stuff like carpondros and stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe if you can, and I'll check you next time for some cool reptile videos.